Okay, hello, and we are live. And so today I am on at a different time, but that's okay because I'm trying to find a perfect time to come on and get everybody that is interested on. And so I would like to welcome you today. This is Paula Gigi, and I'm on here today because, hold on a second, let me get my glasses on. But Boss Lady, I think it is, Bosssldy, had asked me, saying, I was wondering what was your fondest childhood memory? And so I thought, well, let me get on. I told her I'd try to do that sometime soon. So as you know, I come on and do these random ones at coffee break time. And so today is the day, and now is the moment. And also, because it is the hour, I would like you to participate because listen, when you participate, it's more fun. I can see your comments, I can answer them, I could even talk a little bit more, whatever it is you're all interested in. I want to hear from you. So, anyways, let's answer the boss lady's request, which said again, I was wondering what was your fondest childhood memory? And when that came up, the first thing that popped into my mind was we used to live in southern Maine when I was a little girl, and we were in this one particular area, South Portland, well, actually Scarborough, Maine. We were there until I was in third grade, and then third grade we moved. But in that time that we were there, my mother would, in the summertime, get us three children together, pile us in the car, and we would go to Old Orchard Beach. Now, many of you may not know where that is, but there are going to be some of you who have been there and do know where it is. And I used to love to go to Old Orchard Beach because, first of all, there was a beach. Secondly, there was always lots of people because in the summertime, most of the Canadians, other people too, but mostly the Canadians came down to Old Orchard Beach for the summer. So there would be piles of people around. Also, there were museums and there were shops galore and there were rides. And of course, I loved the Ferris wheel, but no, I never got to go on the Ferris wheel because when my mom was a little girl, she saw somebody actually fall from a Ferris wheel as a child, and she had never forgotten it and didn't want us on it. So it was much later when I left home before I ever got to go on a Ferris wheel. But they had bumper cars, and they had that thing that swishes where you get that place where you don't feel any stomach. And they had all kinds of different rides. Even had a man there, I'll never forget, wanted to guess your age. He loved to do that with the women. And so that was one of my fondest memories as a child. And the reason being this, on the way there, there used to also be a zoo. I don't think it was a very big zoo, but they had a little tiny train that you would get on, and it would take you around through that zoo, and you'd see these animals in the zoo. And of course, you could walk, there were paths where you could walk and see the animals. I don't remember how many animals were there, but I do know there were some. And that was one of my favorite things because I usually knew that somewhere along the way, either going to or coming from, that my mom would stop there at that zoo as well because we would make a day experience of going out and spending time at Old Orchard Beach area. So that was probably one of my most fond memories. And there's also others. I used to love Sunday rides. My dad worked like most dads. He worked long and hard hours. But Sunday, his day off, he didn't want to stay home. He said the gypsy in him wanted him to go out and travel around. And I'm glad because the gypsy in me does the same thing. I love to be out on the road, riding around, taking in the sights, trying new roads that I've never traveled on before. I see I have some people in here. I'd like to hear from you while you're here. Anyways, we would never know where we were going to go. I carried that tradition on later when I got married with my family. There was a point where I decided we'd take Sunday trips also in the afternoon, and I would pick places out. And I'll never forget that this one day I was going to take my family to see buffalo. My dad had taken us there once upon a time, and I thought I knew where it was. And so we struck out. We had a beautiful ride, but we never did find the buffalo. But then I asked my dad later where that place was. And then eventually I did take that trip again and show my family the buffalo that was in our area. And so that was fun. And I think it's good to have memories. And I'm sure many of you have memories. If you have any memories you'd like to share with me, I would appreciate that. I've had a lot of people come on and say that they like my comment. A lot of people want to know where I'm from. And so now you have an idea because I was raised and brought up in Maine. I always used to say I've seen the north, south, east, and west of Maine, which I had because my dad was in construction. So we moved every 3 to 4 years. And we'd be in an area until the job was finished and then we'd move on. I remember when I was a little girl, about 3, up in northern Maine, we'd get lots of snow up there. And I also remember that the house that we were in had a grate in the floor. It was square, and it was all squares in that grate. And I can remember as a little girl looking down through that grate and looking downstairs and watching the people down there move about when I was supposed to be in bed. And I also remember begging my mom to let me help her wash dishes. Again, I was 3 years old, but she'd put me in the chair up by the sink and I would help her as I washed dishes. I'm sure I didn't do a very good job of it, but at least I had the ambition to do it. And she let me do it. So there's a few stories. Also, while I'm here, this one wasn't asked for me to do a video on, but I wanted to share one other one with you that I had that another of our subscribers had written to me. She said, Paula, I was wondering how many meals a day you eat and how much meat. And this is from my carnivore video that she watched. And her name was, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to close her out here. Her name was Julie Ellis. And so, Julie, I hope you don't mind, but I'm decided I'm going to put that up here today along with this other one that I had. I had already answered Julie, but I wanted to put it up in the video. I see somebody, hold on. Okay. Ann Kent, Australia, yay! Only we knew as a child what we now know. Well, that's true. And Australia, I need to tell you, our good friend that comes on Sunday afternoon or morning, actually Sunday morning here with us to be with us for our church services. She's originally from Australia. I love her accent. I love her. She's awesome. She is almost 100 years old, but she doesn't look a day over 70, I swear. And she has the ambition and the momentum and get up and go of a 70-year-old. She goes out walking every day. And she said the reason she does that is because she always walked everywhere when she was a child and a young adult when she lived in Australia. So I found it very interesting talking to her and hearing her stories. And I'm going to tell her, Ann, that you were on because lots of times we sit and talk about some of the various ones that come on and leave comments or questions. And I like when somebody comes on from Australia and I can tell her because lots of times I go in, she wants to know where are we pulling from? And I'll say, well, Australia was on there this weekend. Oh, they were the 3rd or they were the 5th or they were the 10th in line. And she likes to hear where you're there on the listing. So if you're out there from Australia today and you're watching this video, go in there and make some activity so that you can be registered so that I can tell her that, hey, Australia moved up. And now instead of being down at 5th or 10th or whatever, they were at one point at 3rd place on my listens of viewers. And they've been moving down and moving down. And so I'm excited about these things. And Wonderful Memories is right. And we all have our wonderful memories. Sometimes I think it's nice to ask people like Boss Lady did, what's your fondest memory? Because it makes us, it didn't, when I read her comment, the first thing my mind went back to, I thought, well, what would I pick? And immediately, as I was thinking, what would I pick? I began to picture how that I used to love going on that ride to Old Orchard Beach because I knew that it was going to be an eventful, happy, busy day. And I even remember one time we were on the way over there and we broke down. I can't remember now if it was a flat tire or what it was, but here we were, my mom and three kids on the side of the road. I think she had a friend with her too, if I remember right, because I remember another person, but I don't know who it was. And we sat there, it seemed like for quite a while because we're kids, but I don't think it was very long at all. And somebody came along and helped us out and got us back on the road again. That was back before you could ever have a phone to travel with you. And so those memories are nice to have. And so those are some of the memories I'm thinking of right now. If there's anybody on here that has a comment or a question, like Ann has been so kind to do, please leave it for me so that I can deal with it while I'm here. In the meantime, while I'm waiting to see if there's any activity, I just want to I just want to remind you that on my page that used to be, first of all, the Church, a Body, Not a Building. Then we changed the name to Dispelling Dogma. And then I started doing carnivore videos and my Just Me Paula Gigi stories. And then I started doing castor oil videos. And so now I'm going to be developing a variety page. So tell me what you're interested in. And if it's something that falls within my means that I can talk about, I'll add that to my listing and I'll go there from time to time and do that. But so those are some of the things that I'm going to be talking about in my videos. They'll be random. They'll come up at whatever time I'm available to do them. But like I said, a lot of times I'll take a little coffee break, and this is my second one this afternoon. And when I do, I like to try to just relax and do a video. So here's my coffee, here's you, here's my video time, and I'm just waiting for others to participate. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, tell me. Whatever videos you enjoy, leave me a message. I've seen a lot of people respond lately to my castor oil messages. When I did my carnivore messages, started those, a lot of people responded to those. The same with the Bible studies and the Bible messages. So just tell me what you like so we can put it up there, because I'm here for you. And I'm also here for me because I enjoy doing the videos. Although I still haven't figured, I'm sorry, how to get you on here on this phone for live. Used to be able to just tap it and go. I don't know what they've done. I can't get it now. But anyways, I think I'm going to have to ask my daughter and my son to help me out with this, because I want to get this phone operating so that I can be outside enjoying my day and do a video from out there for you. Today, Snugs and I was outside just before I decided to do this video. It's 72 beautiful degrees here today with the beautiful southwest wind blowing through, sun shining bright. It's quiet in the neighborhood. Well, this is a quiet neighborhood anyways, but it's quiet, it's beautiful. And I thought, what a beautiful day for me to get on and do a video. So that's what I'm doing today. And I have been enjoying this time with you. And if you've enjoyed this time with me, let me know. And Kent, I so do appreciate your comment. Others that are viewing, please leave us some comments. I will be putting up some shorts later on so that you can share those shorts with your friends. And I enjoy being on here. All right. I think I better let you go because I don't see much activity, but at least I know I was on. I made a big effort and we had a good time. At least I did. And so you have a wonderful day. Don't forget, tomorrow's Sunday. So we're going to be having a message tomorrow morning. And our message is always premiered tomorrow morning. We have it here, but it will premiere next week. But while we're getting ready to do a message for the following week, you will have a message already up for you to view tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock our time, and adjust your time zones. Interesting. And right now, we have at a little after 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. I'm just curious, what time is it in Australia? I'm just curious as to what time it is there. If you're still on, I'd like to know. And because I also like to know about how many hours you are ahead or behind us. This is Saturday. I'm assuming that you might already be into your Sunday. I don't know, because I don't know the time change there. But if you're here, I'd like to know what time it is there in Australia. And once again, I thank everybody for coming by. And when you view later, don't forget to leave your comments. Let me know whether you enjoyed the video or not. Also, post any thoughts of what you would like to hear for videos from just me, Bible studies, Bible messages, carnivore, castor oil, whatever. So anyways, have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you next trip around for our next coffee break right here. For today is the day, and now is the moment. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed. Bye-bye now.